This is the Vuelta that keeps delivering, and today was the Angliru. Absolute chaos on the steep slopes, Jumbo-Visma at each other. I thought, honestly, on the second rest day that this Vuelta was kind of dead, but these last 2 days, they have picked up 125k stage from Ribesella to Alto de l'Angliru. It's a short stage, as I said, but the 2 warm-up climbs, they're pretty steep. 6K is 8%, about 20 minutes, and then the Angliru, 40 minutes long. The second third is brutally steep, averaging 13%. Birthday boy September, still sporting the red jersey. Remco talking to him saying, can you let me win today? Come on, there's no need to chase a breakaway. And when we came into the action, the break still hadn't really formed. Remco was in a group ahead with Cattaneo, and Jumbo was shutting down all counter moves, making their intentions clear. They wanted the stage win. And here's that first climb. They were pacing with Hessing, gap at 2:05, but Cattaneo did an absolutely fantastic job for Remco until Marc Soler, 5th or 6th on GC right now, attacks from the group on the first climb, and we've got another hard climb, then the Angliru, with Hessing just pacing. He doesn't get across to Remco and Cattaneo, and there's like a 15-20k valley after this climb, and he's caught in this no man's land, spending a lot of energy, and Jumbo-Visma, it doesn't really seem to change what they did. Technical descent, as is common in this part of the world, and here's, Cattaneo is ahead, pacing for Remco in this flat valley. He's just killing Soler, and then Hessing behind is killing him from behind. And so it was kind of a fruitless effort from the off. Remco says thanks to Cattaneo for the domestique work in the valley. Cattaneo has been fantastic in this Vuelta, and Remco goes off. So he was collecting points, but the gap was at 2:52. It was swaying Van Baarle on the front. To be honest, Remco's going quicker than him until Bahrain, victorious on the penultimate climb, came to the front with Tiberi, the mid-season transfer, because he shot a cat and got released. Anyway, he's smashing it on the front, and they got Caruso, Buitrago, Landa, and Wout Poels, who is an Angliru specialist. And I'm thinking at this point, maybe they're just chasing Soler. They've caught up to him. They've put 30 seconds into Remco. Maybe they're just going to catch up to Soler, and they were just worried about, Landa's GC position. He's 7th in GC, and they think he can move up some spots. But they keep going, and they're dropping people, and it looks like he's got the appetite for more on the Angliru. We've seen this in other third-week big mountain stages from Bahrain with Landa in the last 3 years, like Glières and Col de la Loze, and we get on to the Angliru. Soler's caught, and we have our answer. Bahrain victorious are still smashing it. The GC group is already really small. They hit the descent too, which is what's common with them. Look at the size of it. 20 riders. And Jumbo are losing domestique. Soler's out the back, so already pacing's worked. Landa's moving up at least one GC spot on this stage. And Kelderman's gone, Tratnik's gone, Volta's gone. They're in control. They've got the most numbers on this climb. And Caruso and Wout Poels haven't even taken over for Landa yet. That was the first maybe 15 minutes of the climb. They're going to kick up into the fog, into the clouds now. And this is where they just rip this race to shreds. First Caruso pacing, Vlasov gone, Mas yo-yoing, Ayuso and Almeida already looking suspect, and we've got 20 minutes still left on this climb at these gradients, 17% you can see in the corner. So Bahrain, really impressive team performance from them today, and Remco can see them through the hairpin. He knows the gig is up, he is going to get caught. Bardet attacked off Wout Poels' thermonuclear pace, which probably a mistake, but you don't know if you don't try, I guess. But then Poels caught him, and he puts Uiterbroeks, Bardet, and Ayuso behind, and they won't see the front again. Mars is dangling, and who is looking good for the Jumbo guys? Because this pace is so furious. It could potentially drop Sepp Kuss or one of the other two, and Landa's looking back. Mars off the back, keeps sparking it. He's just moving up virtual GC positions right now, and he's going to go ahead of Mars on this stage. And he almost gets close to Juan Ayuso. But at this point, for this race situation, Jumbo-Visma, they got 7th on GC, miles behind them. Landa with them, can't sprint, doesn't win a lot of races. Poels is domestiquing, he's going to blow himself up. It's gravy for Jumbo right now. They don't have to do anything. Roglic can sprint for the stage win. Maybe Landa gets dropped. They're taking a bulk of time on Ayuso, who is their closest rival on GC, just because Poels is crushing it. And so they haven't really had to do anything on the climb, and it's looking really, really good for them. And look through this hairpin, we're looking who's losing a wheel, because Landa's going a bit slower through that hairpin than Poels. And yeah, like Poels, I think in 2011 was second on this climb to Kobo, who got that result, I think, stripped from him afterwards. So he's just a specialist on this climb until Roglic attacks. 3Ks to go, ups the pace, not happy with the Wout Poels pace. Now maybe he's trying to, like we've seen in other stages during this Vuelta, work over Mikel Landa. He goes, whilst Kuss and Vingegaard get a quote-unquote free sit in the wheel, with Ozerbrook coming back strongly in Almeida as well. Perhaps that was the play, and that theory was holding water, with Kuss and Jonas dispensing with Landa and then going across to Roglic. But Jonas said something to Kuss in that hairpin, and Kuss definitely was not looking good, letting the wheel go through these hairpins. And with Landa off the back, and all three ahead of everybody else on GC, there really is no need, tactically, to push the pace to drop Sepp Kuss. And bear in mind, Jonas, if Roglic wants to win the race overall, is ahead of Roglic on GC. So Sepp Kuss, he is on his limit right here, but the pace from Roglic with 2Ks to go does not relent, and he is dropped by the 2 leaders he's done so much for. Gets on the radio to say, I don't know, I presume saying, hey guys, I'm off the back. And about 5 seconds later, Vingegaard looks back and sees he's gone. But Kuss, there's no Sepp Kuss for Sepp Kuss on the Angliru, and he has to pace himself. Well, actually, I lied, there is one coming, but yeah. Strange scenes, honestly, to see this on the Angliru. I guess Vingegaard can't wait for Kuss at that point in case he cracks badly. Then he's gifting GC to Roglic. But Landa comes back and he saves Kuss. The gap was 24 seconds is where it peaked. But we're under the Flamme Rouge. Remember, there's a descent in the last 300 meters. Landa helps Kuss, puts time back into the Roglic-Vingegaard duo, with Vingegaard starting the stage only 29 seconds ahead of Sepp Kuss into the descent, 175 meters to go. We're wondering where Kuss is. Roglic salutes over the line, and we see that the time gap wasn't lying. Kuss absolutely sends it through the descent. He's got to take the 4 bonus seconds as well. Flicks the sunnies back up, bunny hops the cattle grid, and saves his red jersey by the smallest of margins. All hugs after the stage on Kuss' birthday, but he nearly had his candle blown out on GC today. But anyway, Jumbo-Visma still go 1, 2, 3 on the stage. But yeah, Roglic wins the stage, same time as Vingegaard, 10 and 6 bonus to them. Kuss and Landa next, and then Wout Poels, unreal ride for him in 5th. Almeida finished strongly, then Otterbrooks, Betrago, Ayuso, Mas quite a bit back. But as I said, Kuss keeps the jersey, now only 8 seconds. That's less than a stage wins bonus seconds ahead of Vingegaard. Roglic in 3rd on 1:08. What do you think should have happened? Should they have waited for Sepp Kuss, or is everyone free to ride their own race? Let me know down below, and I'll see you at the recap of Stage 18 tomorrow. Ciao.